Poobler, it's your poobler.
Up-ba-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Poobler.
With your tubler. Up-ba-da-da-da-da-da-da.
What the hell is wrong with you? Why can't you do anything new?
When
You
you're
do
with
all
the
same
poop.
and you talk about the same.
We're like
every
the same.
fucking-
Have a gay old time. We need to start the podcast.
Yeah, okay. You may need to surgically excise some of that and insert it.
I think I will.
Do you know what?
Thank you for telling me how to edit.
That's
Mike.
editing.
101.
Well, when you gonna start? That's where the duck comes in, and Dave Lay goes, "Wow, that was a." That's why we need the third guy here. It's like, Jesus, Mike,
Gentlemen, I think you should get in your corners.
There are no bad ideas, limit only great ideas that go horribly wrong.
Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome. Find a better podcast? We'll buy it. Now here are your hosts, Mike and Darin.
Hi, I'm Darin.
Yeah, Mike.
Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome, Cincinnati's comedy podcast. This is episode 249.
Holy Lord, do we have a show for you tonight?
Yes.
I'm actually excited.
Yeah,
about this
last
show.
week's show was nothing compared to what we got for you
Nothing.
in store tonight. And last week's show was really good.
Yeah.
Last week's show about the moose?
Yep.
Holy crap.
Holy.
So good.
So-
this show is going to be even gooder.
Yeah, I got a story. I do want to talk about vacation planning. It's that time of year where if you haven't already planned your vacation, you got to hop to it. And I want to talk about a chunk of my house flew off the.
Oh, wow. Fun
thing
times.
there, yeah.
Welcome to the show. So it's been,
Yeah.
it's been, how you doing?
I'm okay.
Yeah?
I'm. It's a little weird. We're starting a little early tonight.
Yeah.
I had to have some contractors come out and look at my house
Oh my God,
because
that's-
a piece of my house flew off.
It's always fun. NEM, there's a twister.
Yeah. So so Darin came in and I told him something blew off my house and he said, "What blew off?" And I said, "A fascia." And you looked at me like you weren't sure if I were pulling your leg.
I said, was that in your fascia?
"Yeah." Yeah.
Get it?
But,
Like in your face?
You can
Fa-
insert a little clown horn.
This show needs a laugh track.
It does.
So much better than last
People
week.
need to be shown when to laugh
That's right.
on this freaking show.
Yeah.
So yesterday was just the scheduling day from heck. Okay, so I had work. I came home and Charlie had a basketball party. A party at the end of his basketball career for the year 2025.
Okay.
2024 into 2025.
Were they throwing down?
They threw down. They had the pizza. They had the one of those chocolate chip cake things with the icing on it.
A cake.
And a cake. And then they told... Yes.
One of them
A
chocolate
cake.
chip cake things with the frosting.
I meant a cookie.
Oh,
The great
oh,
dog.
okay.
The cookie
They
cake.
had a
The
cookie
cookie
cake.
cake.
Okay.
I know words. I know more words than I did back in episode 10.
Yes.
I've learned words since then.
Uh-huh.
I just don't have the ability to use them.
Where
It's like,
to put them in a sentence?
it's
hell
like
knows.
I have a toolbox in this
Who
house,
knows?
but be damned if you ever see me pick a tool out of there knowing what I'm doing with it. Occasionally,
Right.
I'll screw a screw over there, but
Okay.
that's it.
Okay.
Anyway, point is, we have this basketball party. We had to leave the party early to go to March Madness basketball practice for Charlie.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
During that practice, I worked on videos for the Irritable Dad Syndrome.
Oh, that's the
which
podcast
is Cincinnati's comedy podcast.
You're listening to it right now.
As I'm working on those videos, so this practice went from 8 to 9. As I'm working on them, I get a text from Bess that says, part of our house flew off.
Oh.
The neighbor told Andrew about it. So I come
Okay.
home.
Yeah.
Me and Charlie are walking around the house with our phone flashlights because we can't find our flashlights, so we use our phones.
Right.
To see whereupon from the house something...
Off
my
with it
teeth-
flown.
My teeth got in the way of my words.
Yeah.
What fell off our house. So today, and we found it, and we put it in the garage. Today, I had some contractors come out. I wanted to get 2 quotes, 2, Darin, not 1. You don't want to have just one
No,
guy
you
come
always
out and
get
look at it.
more
You
than
always
one
get
quote.
2.
Always.
When we had this house inspected, we
Yeah.
had 2 inspectors.
Okay.
I will tell you, if you ever want to make your real estate agent nervous and freak out,
Yeah.
tell him you're getting another inspection. Dude lost his mind.
Why?
Like the facade came off. He's like, why would you get 2 inspections? I was like, I want to. The first guy, he couldn't climb the ladder to look at the stuff.
Who
And
inspects houses if they can't climb a ladder?
He brought his wiener dog with him,
Oh, I thought-
and that's not a euphemism.
I'm glad you
There's
finished.
more to that sentence.
I mean, I brought mine too, but oh,
I tend to bring it everywhere.
yeah.
Yeah. He brought his wiener dog.
Sam Kinnison. His
like-
wife makes him leave it at home. Come on, all the other guys are bringing them.
He walks in with this thing under his arm like he's carrying a football. And he's like, do you mind if I bring whatever the hell her name was? And I'm like, I guess.
Priscilla. Look, what are you going to say?
What
No.
yeah.
And then he takes the dog home.
And then he just walked around and he couldn't get up to certain areas. He's like, there's usually no problems up there. So I told the real estate guy,
usually no problem.
I want another guy to come look at it. Oh, they lost their minds.
What?
Well, the other guy found some things that needed to be fixed.
Yeah.
So
I'm
it was
glad you
worth
did.
it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm always going to get 2 quotes. So 2 quotes. All right. 2 people coming out. So I had to leave a little early because I had to be here when they're here. So I did the work from home thing for a few hours there. The first guy came out. He looked at it. Didn't even care that I had the remnants that had fallen off. He just flat out said, you don't need what fell off. We need to replace that. That looks bad. And he said, by the way, the other part of it looks like it's had some damage. It looks like somebody's nailed it back.
Right.
Pointed that out to me. I was like, oh, yeah. He's like, and it's bent a little bit. So I'm going to replace this one. I'm going to reattach, make sure that other side is fastened. And then there was a flashing problem over on the other thing. He said you need to have some shingles replaced.
Yeah.
We'll take care of that. We'll replace all the flashing. There's no damage. You just need to get it fixed before, you have another event, and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'll have the quote for you before I leave your driveway.
Damn.
Like, damn.
Yeah.
That's great.
Bruh.
Professional as hell. Everything came electronically. Foreshadowing and spoiler. When I signed his contract, it was electronic signatures, and they alerted him and let him know, blah, blah, blah. I thought it was great. I was like, oh, good. I actually thought about calling off the second guy.
Okay.
I don't need him because
Right.
this dude knows everything, but you got to have another quote.
Yeah.
The other guy shows up.
Okay.
And I'm going to tread very carefully because I don't want to cause any issues.
Okay.
He looks at the place where the thing is missing,
Okay.
and he says, that can't be replaced. Do you have the piece that fell off? And I said, whoa, you can't just make a new... I was like, I think I'd rather have a new piece.
Right.
And he said, and I quote, impossible.
Impossible.
I mean, we live in the age where you can send rockets up and then bring them back down and catch them.
Yeah, yeah.
I can grind my camos with
Listen,
people around the world.
They
on
combined
the cod.
honey and mustard
Yeah.
to make honey mustard. They can do anything.
Yeah, he lost me a little bit there.
Yeah.
And
Impossible.
I said, well, it's ripped a little bit and there's holes in it.
Yep.
And he said, I can do it. I said, internally, I'm thinking, I don't doubt that you can do it.
Right.
But should you do
Right,
this?
right.
Or should you replace it with something new? Mm-hmm. So then I thought, I'll ask him about the shingle portion. Because the other guy, all
Yeah.
I was asking him to do was repair it. And he said, you need to reshingle this portion, reflash it, color match it, and it'll be good.
Yeah.
I brought him over there, and he just looked at it, and he said, I can do this. And okay. There's a lot of detail that's left out of that statement, right? And he was like
I can
starting
do this.
to fondle tools
Oh.
that he had.
Oh.
And like he was going to do it right then. Let me rephrase
Playing
that.
with his nuts and bolts.
Tin bolts. He acted like he was going to do it right then. So then I was like,
Hold on, Chester.
and he did quote me a price, right? I was like, what would this cost? He quoted a price that was way below the other guy.
Yeah.
But,
It's like, okay, so let's say one price is
Yeah.
700 and then another price is like 550.
yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
going to go
yeah,
with the
yeah.
550.
Right.
But if one's 700 and one's 85,
Yeah,
I think they're going to be missing a few
they're
things.
missing a few things.
or
And
a
I
lot
just-
of things.
I'm sure the second guy, he has great reviews.
Probably a nice guy.
Probably did wonderfully.
Yeah.
I am a house idiot. I want this problem fixed, and I never want to look up there again until someday in the future another neighbor says, hey, the other piece fell off.
Santa
And then
Claus fell through the
fell
roof.
through the thing.
Yeah.
I don't ever think about it.
Yeah.
I'm not ever going to be looking out there again. I didn't even know that part of the house existed. I mean, intellectually, I know it has to be there.
Yeah,
that's where Andrew sleeps under that. I know it exists, but I haven't been to that part of the house.
Just Andrew sleep,
Now,
like the whole family sleeps
by the way,
underneath.
right where that.
Oh,
right,
gotcha.
Okay, so I don't want people thinking we live in this huge mansion. We don't.
No.
It's just I am at my heart a studio apartment kind of guy, right?
Fair enough.
I could live if the bed from our bedroom were downstairs, right next to where the kitchen, like if it had the kitchen right there, and then where we had the computer, at that little 400 square foot place, I could live in that. I'd be fine.
Yeah, I saw on the TikTok they had like the world's smallest apartment in New York City, New York's smallest apartment, and I'm like, you know what? If I was a single guy, I think I would like that.
Yeah.
I would enjoy it.
Like this, there's a lot of room down here. The only time I come down here is like when we're doing this. And then recently we're watching Breaking Bad as the family.
Yeah.
I had to relearn how to use all this crap because this is now Charlie's. He is already, I'm not even dead yet, and he's already inherited all this. And then the upstairs is just, I got to wash myself and I go to sleep. Other than that, you'll find me in the kitchen, on the toilet, or in front of the computer. Those are the three places you'll find me. Usually doing something different in each spot, but you never.
Well, hopefully you're not washing yourself in front of the computer.
I do, and here's an aside.
You're on a Teams meeting, Mike. What are you doing?
Obviously, I went with the first guy. I know I'm spending a lot more money, but it's like a peace of mind.
I
I don't think
understand.
I'm going to have a problem here. You don't screw around with your roof.
No, no.
If I'm like having somebody replace one of these little banisters over here, then I'll screw around.
Yeah.
Guys say, "Oh, fix it for $20." Okay, have at it. But if it's your roof, no.
Yeah. It's worth a little extra money.
A little TLC.
A little bit.
And I just spent $2,000 on the Kia. And the guy
You hate your Kia.
at the place said, and I quote, "I don't think there's much more that can go wrong with this thing." He said,
that's encouraging.
He said, over the past couple of years, you've replaced everything but the engine.
Different wheels, different doors.
Everything's new on it at this point. That car. I love and hate it. I feel guilty when I say I hate it on this podcast.
Yeah.
And then I drive it, and it does what I bought it for. It gets me from here to work and back safely.
This portion of our show is brought to you by Whoppers All-Beef Footlong Hot Dogs. Hi, I'm Dave Lay. Just when you thought they couldn't taste any better, Whoppers has created a new product that's going to turn the hot dog world upside down. Now available everywhere, Whoppers Sweet and Spicy Pickle Relish. Now listen, the fine folks at Whoppers didn't just throw some relish in a jar. Hell no. They spent years growing the perfect pickles and combining them with the most delicious spices from around the world to bring you a relish that's simply amazing on an all-beef footlong hot dog. So what are you waiting for? Go out and buy a jar of Whoppers Sweet and Spicy Pickle Relish. And while you're at it, grab a pack of Whoppers all-beef footlong hot dogs. Remember, if your hot dog isn't a foot long, they'll refund your money. Guaranteed. Now back to you guys in the studio.
For the longest time, everybody knows that your favorite band is U2, okay? And U2 is a band that everyone in the world knows who they are. Penguins in Antarctica have heard of U2, okay? Everybody knows who U2 is.
Yeah.
So one of my favorite bands, I've mentioned before, Southern Culture on the Skids. One of my other favorite bands who came out in the 90s
Scots.
is this band called the Screamin' Cheetah Wheelies.
Yeah.
To which everybody says,
What?
who? Nobody knows who they are. And for years now, I have told them about how great the Screamin' Cheetah Wheelies are. And I've played music for people, and I've recommended their albums, and you got to check them out and look them up online. And they're still on Spotify, and you can find the Screamin' Cheetah Wheelies on YouTube, and you can find them all over the interwebs, right?
Yeah.
And still people go, who?
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, the lead singer of Screamin' Cheetah Wheelies, his name is Mike Ferris.
Mike Ferris.
Mike Ferris.
Mike Ferris.
Mike Ferris.
Mike Ferris.
He came to... Mike Ferris. I'm going to do this. I have a problem with this. As long as you do it, I'm going to do it. So stop. He was at the Ludlow Garage in Cincinnati.
Oh,
okay?
yeah.
And the Screamin' Cheetah Wheelies broke up in 2001, I think. They found out that they occasionally will do a reunion tour and stuff. So Mike Ferris came to Ludlow Garage, and I bought my ticket. You didn't want to go.
Yeah.
I asked you if you want to go, and you're like,
You did.
I'm going to
Yeah.
pass. So you passed, and nobody else I knew wanted to go. So here I am, dork, went to this concert by myself, and when I ordered the ticket on the interwebs, it said that it's a general admission ticket, and so I ordered it, but it still printed off my thing saying a row and a seat number.
Yeah,
I'm like,
they do that
if
sometimes.
it's general admission, why do I have a row and a seat number?
yeah.
Well, anyway, so just in case, I haven't been to a general admission
if
concert.
I may,
Yeah,
let me
yeah,
insert a little
yeah.
Ask Mike.
Yeah.
The reason a lot of places do that is they have a set number of people that are allowed to be in there.
So, that makes sense. Yeah. This is one of my things. I haven't been to a general admission concert in forever. I got there stupid early, like an hour and a half early, right when they were opening the doors, and I'm the only person sitting there. I'm the first person sitting
Did they
there.
think you work there? Hey, bud, get the light. Get
Do you
those
mind
lights
to
there.
sweep it up around there, So I'm the first person sitting there waiting for this show to start, and I'm like, God, I'm a dork. Such a dork. But anyway, they told me, they said, yeah, this is your row and your seat number. That's an assigned seat.
Oh,
So
Okay.
wherever I ordered the ticket, they were wrong or whatever. So I'm sitting in my row in my seat, and I'm just la-di-da waiting. And lo and behold, who walks down the hallway but Mike Ferris?
wow.
And I'm like, oh. And I get up, and I'm trying to be cool because, you don't want to scare these celebrity types. I'm like, Mike. I said, hi. He goes, hey. I said, I've been a fan of you since the 90s, since the Cheetah Wheelies, and I've never seen you. And he said, well, how come you've never seen me? I said, you guys have never been where I was. And he says, well, where have you been?
That's awesome.
He said, where do you live? I'm like, well, I live in Cincinnati now. And he says, we've been to Cincinnati.
He's calling you out on your. That's what he's doing.
He says, do you even follow me? I said, yeah. He says, I won a Grammy, right? I'm like, yeah, I did know that. Anyway, he's just laughing. And I said, can I get a picture? Sure. So I get a picture with him. And God, if he wasn't cool as hell. Yeah. So cool. The show starts at 7:30. Here it is, 7:25, and like the first 5 rows are full. Mm-hmm. The remaining 25 behind them are empty, except for me, who's sitting where I'm supposed to sit. And I said, I think I'm going to move up. Yeah. So I went and I asked a lady who worked there, I said, this thing starts in a few minutes, right? And she says, yeah, that's what it said. I said, so I can move up. She goes, yeah, absolutely. And I said, okay, so I moved up. Mike, I'm row 4 now.
Okay.
I could have sat in row 1.
Yeah.
I could have got the very first row, but row 4 on the end was fine. Plenty of,
you're right there.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
And also I didn't want, these people who got there, they've been there a long time, and then
Yeah.
I'm just getting in front of them. I didn't want to be So I'm sitting there and I'm watching it, and the show is amazing. Absolutely amazing. It's him and a guitar, and then he brings out a harmonica for a song, and he was singing so hard I thought his face was going to come off. I've never seen anybody who could sing like this, and he would tell stories in between his songs. Occasionally he would tune his guitar, and he'd look at it and go, ding, 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 ding. And I'm like, for some reason, I could have sat there for an hour hearing him going, tuning his guitar. And the show was amazing, and everything was great until about halfway through. I'm being very careful here. I hope that the 2 guys who sat behind me aren't listening.
Okay.
They were nice guys.
Okay.
They were nice guys. They were talking to each other.
All right.
I don't think they realized how loud they were talking to each other. Mm-hmm. That's a trigger for me. That bugs me.
Yeah.
I mean, now, granted, I could have moved anywhere.
Yeah.
But I had the perfect view of Mike Ferris. Okay. And I'm like, I can tolerate them because they were talking a little bit. Okay. Not a lot, just a little bit. And then Mike is introducing this song. He said when he recorded this song, he recorded it with this beautiful African-American choir, and they're not here tonight, so I am using a non-African-American choir, you guys, to sing along with us. And he says, and all you got to know is the words are, we will never worry no more.
Okay.
Okay, so he starts into the song and he cues us, and the crowd's like, "We will never worry no more. We will never worry no more." Except for the guy behind me. "We will never worry no more. We will never worry no more."
Yeah, he was excited. He was
I'm like,
excited.
"We will never worry no more." And then Mike Ferris says, he says, look at your person who came to the show with you, and just let them know that you're with them, and we'll never worry no more.
Yeah.
And look at your neighbor next to you, and give them that. And he taps me on the shoulder. "I got you, brother." I'm like, good, but yeah, we will never worry no more.
Yeah.
Anyway, I bought his album, and Mike Ferris. If you go to MikeFerrismusic.com, and his last name is Farris, MikeFerrismusic.com, you can order his album. You can see his tour dates. I cannot recommend highly enough listening to this guy's albums and going and seeing him live. He was amazing.
I didn't see you in my dream last night. Sleep came on too easy. So as I walk alone, I knew I'd found sanctuary in a cemetery in my mind, where I lay my thoughts of you. Who to rest.
So we also saw a live band.
Yeah.
On Sunday.
Yeah.
We didn't know. So Beth said, it's almost St. Patrick's Day. Let's go see if there's anywhere that has like a green beer. So we always go to we call it Dingleberries, but it's the Dingle House right there in the Westchester.
I love Dingleberries. Did they have the green beer?
Well, they did. When we walked in, we didn't see any, so we just ordered our normal, which is Harp. Harp is my beer. And then we saw people with green beer, and I asked the server, I was like, how do you get the green beer? And she said, "That's Michelob Ultra." And I said, "Okay, you keep your green beer. Keep your...
It's PBR.
Keep your damn tincture away from me." And you can look that word up later. Anyway, the point is, there was I want to be kind.
Okay.
There was a local band there.
Okay.
I think they were local. They had a bagpipe player.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now, before the Lord of the Rings movies came out, before I saw Return of the King.
Was it Allie the Piper?
No.
I've seen her live.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
This person had no name. I'll say this. Braveheart used to be my favorite movie.
Would you be willing to trade all the days from this day to that for one chance, just one chance, to come back here and tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom?
Okay.
So I don't have a problem with bagpipe. I thought the music in Braveheart was beautiful.
I love
It's one of the
hearing
few
bagpipes.
soundtracks
Yeah.
that I've purchased.
Yeah.
I love that soundtrack.
Yeah.
When I heard the bagpipes in that soundtrack, I would think, why would anybody dislike bagpipes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exhibit A.
Exhibit A. So it's me and Bess and Charlie. And me and Bess both say to Charlie, "Oh, look, there's this guy has bagpipes. Those
Yeah.
are bagpipes.
Those
He's
are
like, "I know
yes.
they're bagpipes." So he starts to play. Now, I am
Was it
not...
just a bagpipe player?
No.
It was a band
There was somebody that had drums. There was somebody that had a guitar.
Was it a drum kit or like a drum?
It was like... I didn't get a good view of it.
Okay.
It wasn't like a full kit. It was like a half kit, like where you have the snare and the thing.
Sure. The thing.
Notice I'm saying there was a guy that had drums. And there was a guy that had a guitar. And there was the guy that had the bagpipes. And there was a lady that had the microphone to sing.
Okay.
There was not a guitar player. There was not a drummer.
There was
not a
instruments
bagpipe player.
and people accompanying the instruments. Okay.
And then they had like a hype lady. I don't know.
A hype lady.
She was just dancing like this, like moving thing,
like at
with
Woodstock.
her, wood. Yeah.
Okay.
And she had metal rings hanging off of
Like
her.
hippies at a Fish concert.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't want to come out and say it, but there you go.
Hippies.
And they're playing. So they got a bagpipe guy, right?
Okay.
All right?
Uh-huh.
So you're going to play some bagpipe. You know, some class. This is St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
Some classical, classy bagpipes. No, they were playing Cranberries. Zombie. If you want to hear now,
I love Zombie.
I love
Yeah.
the Cranberries. I wasn't really a big fan of that song.
Yeah. Oh.
But I appreciate it for what it was.
Yep.
I love the Cranberries.
Yeah. Dolores
This
Reardon,
lady
rest her
was
soul.
not the Cranberries.
No.
This band was not the
No,
Cranberries.
you
but
can't-
you could recognize the song. And then when the bagpipes came in, I don't know if you've heard Zombie
I have.
recently. There's no bagpipes in the
No.
song. This gentleman added in bagpipes. Now let me add the rest of the quote band
Unquote.
were wearing normal clothes. The bagpipe dude was full.
Kilt.
He was in full regalia. He had the kilt.
Mm-hmm.
He had the button-up shirt. He had a big mustache. He had a green hat with a thingy on the top.
Yeah, like he's golfing.
And-
Yeah.
like he's golfing, and he was going. I think they were out of tune. Mike, how do you know they were out of tune? I'll tell you. When they came in, I thought an accident was happening. You know where Dingle House is. You
I
can
do,
see
I
the
do.
roadhouse. I thought a car was screeching into another car, but it was this guy playing the bagpipes. And I said to Bess, and I'm going to post this video on our Facebook account and on our Instagram account.
Okay.
I said to Bess, they need to, since they're just playing like contemporary stuff, they need to play It's a Long Way to the Top if
you
want to rock and roll,
Yeah.
AC/DC.
Bagpipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they started playing that. I didn't request it.
Uh-huh.
It was just like
They intuitively.
the Lord said, I heard what Mike wants to hear,
Mm-hmm.
and I will put it in their hearts to play this. Boy, when they got to it and when he kicked in, whew.
No! God, please, no! No!
What the hell was that?
Boy, howdy, it's got to be heard to be believed. And so I did post it on my personal account, and I sent it into our little group. And, Dan, our friend Dan, tried to be nice. He said, I recognize that song. One of our fans on the group is also friends with me on Facebook, like my normal Facebook account. And she said, and I quote, awful. And there were laughings at it, and I feel bad for the dude, but somebody should have told him. So I had this recording on my phone, and we were driving back, and I said, I know that those bagpipes had to be out of tune. I don't know how you tune a bagpipe,
Right.
but we played the AC/DC song up through the bagpipe part. I said, okay, that's how it's supposed to sound. And then we played what we heard, what I had on my video.
I don't think so.
I mean, we used to watch American Idol. You remember Randy would say, "It's a
Little pitchy dog.
Yeah, little pitchy dog.
Yeah.
It was definitely a little bit on the pitchy side.
Bagpipe dude, take those puppies into. I mean, I know they don't have a Sam Goody or whatever anymore, but wherever you take these damn things, and at home, back where I'm from, it was called the Pied Piper, was the music store, and they would tune your for you. He needs to take it to the Guitar Center. I don't know if there's a bagpipe center.
I don't know that you
Somewhere.
can tune bagpipes. Because it's like, I don't think you can tune a trumpet, can you?
Well, these were either out of tune or he was playing them incorrectly. You could hear the notes. You could hear what he was trying to get there. You could tell that he'd heard the song before.
Yeah.
You ever heard a kid, like you go to like your kids, like they call them recorders now, but back when we were kids,
yes.
they call them flutophones.
Yeah.
Remember those?
Yeah, I
And
never.
you got to play the.
I never called it a flutophone.
That's what we called them, the flutophones. And I know our parents had to come, and we had to. Mary played a little.
Mary had a little
Mary
lamb.
had a little
Yeah.
lamb.
Hot cross
Its
buns.
fleece was white as snow. Yeah. Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet.
Oh, what's in the bowl, bitch?
Anyway, I felt like I was at one of those things. I felt like when we were clapping at the end, I felt like saying, "Isn't that precious? It's beautiful.
Well, you remember that concert we went to when the kids were little and had that band thing?
We got in so much. I almost got us both in trouble. I couldn't stop laughing.
The first kid comes up and the teacher introduces us, and little Billy's going to do a solo here.
Yeah.
And he comes out there with his flute or trumpet and goes, doo 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 doo, and then he walks off. And Mike looks at me like, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
And then I had to stop looking at you because we were front
Yeah,
row.
I remember.
And then Libby,
Yeah.
she like stepped on my foot. Stop it. I'm like, Mike's making me stop looking at Mike.
There was a little girl that got up there because I got the
By the way,
glare.
that kid nailed the B flat
Yeah,
scale.
yeah.
I just thought he was gonna be. I'm so stupid. I thought he was playing a song.
I got a glare from Bess, a slap on my knee, and a stop it.
Yeah.
Because this little girl came up, everything's dead quiet, and she, whatever instrument she put to her mouth, it just went, and it couldn't hold it back. I just went, it just came out, just like a briefest, only us. Yeah. I pray that only us in the front row.
Because I remember I looked at you. I had to stop looking at you at 1 minute and 12 seconds into the concert. I was just looking away.
Yeah.
I'm like, Mike Odell does not exist.
No,
Yeah,
no.
Well, the bagpipes, I feel bad for anybody who plays the bagpipes because I follow Allie the Piper on social media. And Cameron and I went last year to see Allie the Piper.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Right? She can do Long Way to the Top if you want to rock and roll. She can do Freebird.
Yeah.
Okay? You can go on the YouTubes and see video of her playing Crazy Train. Yeah. Killing it.
Yeah.
On Crazy Train. She is amazing.
Yeah.
Everybody else, not so much.
Yeah, this guy didn't.
Why do you not play the cowbell so much and the bagpipes?
I had read long ago that the bagpipes were invented. They were like they'd taken the stomach of a goat,
yes,
and put horns on the different holes and squeezed it. I think that's what I think he was trying to emulate the original.
He was old school,
and the original bagpipe sound.
Trying to go old school.
You're listening to Irritable Dad Syndrome, Cincinnati's comedy podcast.
That's a joke. Deal with it.
Did you know, Mike, that your wife and my wife have been hanging out, like unsupervised? Like without you or I there to make sure that
without husbandly guidance.
Yeah. Did we approve that? Was that, I don't remember.
I sure as hell didn't. I'll tell you something else.
What?
This book club is a dirty, rotten sham. It's a dirty
book club,
quote
unquote
book club is a lie, and I'll tell you why.
Okay,
I'll tell you why.
Yeah,
because Bess reads ahead,
right,
down the series. Right?
Was she going to win a prize?
Yeah, and then everybody decides they're not going to read the rest of the series, and then she's stuck catching up.
Yeah,
because your wife.
Yeah.
And there's other people in this group.
Yeah.
They're going to make fun of her because she didn't read the book and she doesn't know what she's talking about.
So you think there's going to be bullying going on in this book club?
I told her I made it all the way through college, showing up every day, having not read the book, not knowing what the hell I was talking about.
Neither did I. That was the challenge for me.
One of my best stories from college is literally not reading the book and writing a 10-page paper on the book in less than 20 minutes. That's way back.
Was that the one where you did the advanced spacing?
Advanced Russian literature.
400 print.
Yeah.
400 scale.
Me and about 6 other losers in the computer lab.
Oh, yeah. You told me about that.
Yeah.
Where, you had to run off and print it, and then the dude, all you had to do was answer.
and type it.
Yeah, and all you had to do was answer, like, the last question or something, or
Well, you couldn't pass the class. You still had to take the final.
Yeah.
And as he was passing out the final, he said, by the way, if you don't turn in the paper, you fail the class.
Ooh.
Which means, because it was a tier 3 class, it's only offered once a year, you are stopped from graduating for another full year.
And you're screwed.
You may or may not know this. I don't know how it is today with these whippersnappers.
These kids today.
But back in the day, you, at that point in your college career, this was in the spring course, this is the end, I already had prospects lined up. I had a life plan for after college.
Prospects, you say?
Prospects, not the old panhandling prospects. I'm talking.
There's gold in that river. Yes, sir.
Like you graduate OU, they give you a donkey and a sieve.
That's right.
So go down to the.
They give you a mule and 40 acres. Every week when Libby comes home after this book club, I said, "So what happened?" She goes, "Oh, not much." Right.
Hey, I get the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're hiding something.
You remember? So we're watching Breaking Bad.
Not only are
again.
they hiding something, they're planning something.
Right. That's what Walt did.
Yeah.
He would come home
from
cooking it up with Jesse out in the reserve.
Yeah, and he was at book club.
Yeah, he was like, nothing.
Book
nothing
club
happened.
My ass.
What's that smell, Walt? Oh, it must be the herbs.
The books.
The herb books. We read a book on herbs.
There's Skylar, there's all kinds of hippies in the library.
Yeah.
You know what?
You gotta be careful when you go through a library. A hippie will jump out.
He was a great meth cook. He was also a great teacher, but he was a horrible liar.
Oh, he got good at it towards the end. He just didn't care anymore at the end. He just flat out just didn't care.
He's like, I was pumping gas, and the next thing you know, I've got all this gasoline all over me.
Yeah.
And I came home, and I was so mad, I just threw my clothes on the floor, and now the whole house smells like gasoline.
He would offer up lies where none were needed. No. He just, like, there's the one episode we just passed, he was cooking breakfast. He's like, that extra cell phone that you said you think you heard.
Right.
I tell you what that is. There's a ringtone that I use as an alarm, and it's not really, there's nobody on the other end. It's just an alarm. And I think, Skylar, I think that's what you heard.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Where are you going? Out,
yeah. To book club.
Book club.
Yeah.
See, I'm reading books for pleasure right now. I've been reading the first Game of Thrones book since 1984. I'm in the last 100 pages. I've been reading, and the sad thing is I've read that book before, and I've seen the series, and I'm still learning new things as I read it.
Possibly even fathom reading a book again. You people, I'm telling you, people who read books again are psychopaths.
Yeah.
Like, if you had any idea how long it takes me to muster the strength to read through a book the first time, and I'm going to do that again, I don't think so.
So the second book is the one, I got 100 pages in, and I put it down, and I said, there's just too many words here.
you got to let me catch up. Put a couple blank pages in there.
Because you look at the
Nate
book,
Bargatze.
and you think, damn, that's a thick book.
Oh, thick,
it's a lot of pages.
With 2 C's.
And each page has one side
on
and
both
then another.
sides.
You turn it over, there's more words. More words to go through. And then in the Game of Thrones books, the type is so small. What is normally a page in a book that I'm used to reading is probably 2 lines on a page in that, but it just goes on.
Have you gotten to the point where you use your phone to use the camera so you can read the number that's on the back of your credit card?
I have. Well, yeah, I've done that.
Mike, have you ever noticed that you can't say something is your favorite thing without starting an argument?
Yeah.
The other day, I try to post something on Facebook every day, okay? And I this whole last week, I've been uninspired. I haven't had anything, nothing. And so I'm driving around in the car, and I was listening to the Spin Doctors. And for years now, Two Princes has been my favorite Spin Doctors song, okay? By a mile. There's nothing can compete with it. I've been listening to the Spin Doctors more and more, and I've been really reconsidering how great a song Little Miss Can't Be Wrong is. And this gave me the idea of something to post on Facebook. So I posted, for decades now, my favorite song has been Two Princesses, but here lately I've been thinking that maybe it's Little Miss Can't Be Wrong.
Yeah.
And so I haven't made a final decision. I'm not concerned about it, but I'm still giving it lots of thought. And that's where I've been. And that's why you haven't seen me post so many things on Facebook. Ha ha. I'll let you guys know. So I get a comment. The first comment was like, are you only considering the singles? I mean, they have other albums.
Yeah.
So, maybe you ought to give the rest of their catalog
This
some
evolved
consideration.
into the SNL Weezer thing is where this started to go. I saw the beginnings of this, and I
then,
stepped away from that thread.
Then another guy jumps in there and says, yeah, have you considered any of their deep tracks? I'm like, how about I give you a deep track? I'm just like, one,
yeah,
it's a joke.
Yeah.
Two, it's like, okay, what's your favorite Tom Hanks movie?
Saving Private Ryan.
Or
Green Mile. I don't know.
So you're only considering the blockbusters. Have you looked at some of his independent films? Like, I mean, have you watched Mazes and Monsters? God. Have you watched Mazes and Monsters, Mike?
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Not sober.
Yeah.
JJ, what am I doing here? Kate, why can't I remember?
I'm like, what's your favorite U2 song?
Oh Lord, Bad.
Bad. Okay. Have you listened to anything off of Boy?
Yeah.
They have earlier stuff than that. It's like you can listen to 2 Guns N' Roses songs. Those can be the only 2 that you know. And if you like one more than the other, hey, that's your favorite song.
Yes,
it's your favorite.
From what you know, that's your favorite. Everyone's allowed to have their favorite.
Everyone's allowed to have a favorite.
You like what you like.
It's like, have you listened to the deep tracks?
One of my favorite podcasts of all time, and I'll give them a small plug here. I don't even know if they still operate anymore. I used to listen to them all the time. Film Junk. They had it was like 3 or 4 guys who get together and talk about movies. Each show was like 3 hours long, but it was awesome. And they would get into they would have massive disagreements. And any show you listen to, you guys kind of get a sense of Darin's personality, and you get a sense of my personality. Sure. You tend to know, I know how this guy's going to think about this or how this person. Mm-hmm. And they wildly disagree, but then they always come around and they always say, you like what you like.
Yeah, you
like what you like.
That's your favorite. I'm not sitting there saying this is their best album.
So I will tell you, you don't know this because you're not me, and you don't have a camera in my house.
There are days.
I don't think you do.
There are days where I wake up and I say something. I'm like, I'm acting just like Mike, and then Libby slapped me.
I wrote a huge response to your post
to my spin doctor.
Yeah,
okay,
and I thought it was hilarious. But I didn't post it because I felt that it was cheap. I didn't want to debase myself by posting that.
Yeah.
I was going for a cheap laugh when really the glory was taken by you in that original posting. Now, my response was funny, but nowhere near as funny as the fact that you originally posted it. And I remember thinking, the only thing that's going to make this thread suck is if people get into an argument. So I deleted my thing, and I set my phone aside, and a few hours later I look, and I'm like...
20 responses. Yeah. Now, most of the people got it.
Yeah.
Understood. Well, let us know when you make a decision. I'm anxiously awaiting to hear what you have to say. My friend Natasha said, talk about a cliffhanger.
Yeah. Part of the spirit of mine was to drive it a little further, but I felt like yours was perfect. So Monty Python. I love Monty Python.
Oh, Monty Python's amazing.
When King Arthur,
the Lord of the Britons. Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
When they come up on the French, when they come
You're
up to
just
the French
together
castle,
a couple of coconuts.
and John Cleese yells out, "I fart in your general direction." That's a perfect line.
Yeah,
you can't. If they would have added a fart sound effect or anything like that, it would have just cheapened it. It would have let John Cleese have his moment of glory with the breaking wind joke. And so I let you have your breaking wind.
Thank you.
It was great.
But I was proud of that post because, like I said,
post.
I haven't been on there in like a week or so. And I'm like, here we go. Long time friends and fans of mine go, yep, that's Darin.
Yeah.
Did you see the response? Have you considered their whole catalog? Oh, I put all their songs into thoughtful consideration. But seriously, though, Little Miss Can't Be Wrong is a great song.
It is.
It's a great song.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
I remember back in the 90s, I had a long period, longer than I'm comfortable admitting, where I was kind of a music snob.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't see that.
I'm still a music snob. I get pissy with people, but not like I was. So I still there's some bands that you like.
Because the Joshua Tree is U2's best album.
See, U2 for me has hit that point where I like most of the jokes at their expense you hear are from me. I love the Bobcat Goldthwait. I post that every once in a while.
I love it.
I posted, there was a picture of Ali G, which is the Borat guy.
The Ali G show. Sacha Baron Cohen.
And someone took a picture of him. He has a character as Ali G with the knit, the beanie and the goatee. And someone put under they posted it on Edge's birthday. Said Edge is now, happy birthday to the Edge at 59. And it's a picture of Ali G.
Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious.
I posted
it on my page, and I had somebody honestly say, "That's not the Edge."
Really?
A, right.
Really?
And B, I mean, of all the people who would know that,
yeah,
I think the top 3 people who would know that's not the Edge are the Edge, the Edge's mom, and Mike Odell.
Mike Odell. Yes.
So you don't have to tell me that. It's a joke.
That's a joke, boy. You missed it.
That's why I love the Bobcat Goldthwait thing so much.
Yeah.
I'm waiting. I throw them out. I'm like fishing for idiots to see if anybody's going to post on that.
2 minutes into it, I'm like, okay, here we go.
Yeah,
Here we go.
I'm proud of myself for not posting on it. I'm also concerned that I came close to it.
I'd love
I
to
don't
see
want to.
what
You need
you
to
were
call me out.
I'd love to see what you were.
It wasn't. All it was taking your premise a little further. But it's just. It's like too much icing on a. You did well.
Yeah. Well, no. Do you remember when I was doing like Tom Hanks' top 10 greatest movies?
There's no crying. There's no crying in baseball.
And then I did Tom Hanks' top 10 greatest movies part 2.
I threw a few in there.
And then Tom Hanks' worst movies.
Yeah.
Then I did worst movies part 2, and then I did top 10 Tom Hanks movies that weren't on either list. And then I was like, top 10, I've really got to stop doing this. Tom Hanks movies, right?
Yeah.
And finally, at the end, Steve Farrell kept asking me, where is Turner and Hooch? And I wouldn't put it on there because he wanted it on there. Finally, Turner and Hooch made it on a top 10 Tom Hanks list.
What's your favorite Spin Doctor song? Tell us now at irritabledeadsyndrome.com.
If you have not already planned vacation time, now's the time to get together and plan for where you're going. I don't care where you're going, put a plan together.
Yeah.
We've had years where the vacation is, well, we're going to go to the park today
and figure it out.
And ride around the lake until we're tired of it and come back home.
Yeah.
And then you have other times when it's like, we're going to go out in the middle of the desert and look at a dead tree that nobody's seen for 30 years because Dad's a psychopath.
In 130-degree heat.
And we've had the other one where it's like, Darin and Libby are going to the beach, so we're going to go to the exact same beach. Sorry, that was backwards.
No, I think Libby booked the same trip that you guys were. See, I knew you were going to go, wait, I see Darin once a week, now I got to see him on vacation too? It ended up being
I give
fine.
Bess, every time Bess, Libby and Bess dream up these things, we're all getting together, and I always give her crap because it's like, I have to see Darin every week, and now I got to see him on the weekend too? Anyway,
we had fun.
The point is that I remember in my 20s, and me and Bess were in our 20s, if we were going to go somewhere, a lot of times we just went somewhere.
Yeah.
We didn't have no kids. We didn't have no kids.
Oh, God, remember the days.
We had a dog that you could leave alone for more than a few hours or whatever. And it was just like, where are we going on vacation? Like, let's go. I don't care. Let's start driving that direction and do whatever people do when they're over there.
Go with the flow like a twig on the shoulder of the mighty stream.
Yeah. And then there's the period there when the kids were really little. You had to really, really plan these things. We've got an infant. This is not the time to go skydiving.
No, I didn't call those vacations. Those were trips.
Those were guided tours.
Yeah,
we didn't
go on like actual vacations when the kids were that little.
Those were bring this thing with you and spend thousands of dollars. It's never going to remember.
Right.
And then bring it home.
Yeah.
And then when they get old enough to see stuff, you can show pictures and say, no, you were there. That's Goofy.
They're like,
right
Daddy,
there. There's Goofy.
I want to go to the Grand Canyon. We took you to the Grand Canyon. I was 1.
Yeah. So now we just planned our vacation for this year, and I noticed some theme kept coming up the entire time we were planning it.
What's that, Mike?
I kept saying the phrase, well, you're going to want to ... and you're going to have to ... in terms of you got to stay somewhere. You got to eat something.
Yeah.
You're going to want to drink after you're there for this many hours.
Yeah.
You're going to want to buy some from over here.
Yeah.
And that's how we budgeted this vacation, right?
Yeah.
So we picked where we want to go, where we want to see, the place we want to be at, right? That's the biggest choice you make in a vacation.
Grammar.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're going to want to sleep somewhere. Now, back in our 20s, that could have been anywhere from the car to someone's couch to a hotel to whatever. But it's like, we're damn near 50. I will be 50 when we go on this vacation. It's like, I'm going to sleep in a nice, we're going to go to a nice place. We're going there. And
Wait,
then,
I thought your birthday was in May.
May, yeah. We're going on vacation after May.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so
yeah.
I got
That's how time works.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anything after.
They have these things. You're like, well, you want tickets to go to these places. Well, yeah, we're going to want to go to those places. We're going to want to do it. So make the place we're staying twice as expensive to get those things. And it's like, you're going to want to eat, right?
Yeah.
You're going to want to do this, right? You're going to want to get there, right? So you just stay at a place that's close to it so you can get there quicker, right? Yeah, I guess, yeah. Well, you're going to be down there. You're going to want to go to this other place, right? And that's just how the whole budget. So
you're going to annoy the out of everybody.
Yeah, and
planning.
Like food. I figured out the budget for food started out with, we've got a place that has a stove, a microwave, and a fridge. We're eating bananas every morning for breakfast.
Yes.
We're coming back, we're eating ramen noodles for lunch, and we're going to buy a cheeseburger, split it 4 ways for dinner. And that's the budget. Right. You could make the argument.
Hold on. Your part had the pickle on it.
Yeah, that's right. I need my greens. And then it's like, well, you're going to want to have a nice meal.
Right.
Once.
Yeah.
And then Bess got involved. This is like, we're on vacation. Because that happened. Yeah. That's the past vacation. So you've got to be on the same page as your partner.
Every vacation we went to, we have never even asked the question. It's like, gosh, do we want to eat there? We're on vacation. And I don't think we've ever tallied up the amount of food price that we ate on vacation, because it's like, don't I don't want to know. I know it's more than I want to even think about.
Yeah. So I'll just say we're
on vacation.
We're on vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've told people before, I go through this every time we go on vacation. The first couple of days, it's like, whoa. $50.
Yeah. Wait, both of you want a sandwich?
How do fries add $8.99 to the meal?
Right.
They're fries.
Right. French
How does that
fries.
happen?
Yeah.
And what's this $50 for drinks? We had water.
Yeah.
You're like, well, your son had a Sprite.
Sprite. How did we become the black soda? We don't know. Sprite. Back to you, Darnell.
Ooh, I do love Sprite.
Who let him order a Sprite?
Right.
Okay.
Lord have mercy. They're $5 Sprites.
Those are the first couple of days, and I'm getting alerts from my bank, that say, we believe your card's been stolen by a drunken, whatever, in this state. Are you in this state? Yes, that's me. I'm the one doing that.
Someone just ordered $275 worth of Fritos. Yeah, that was us.
And then something happens in the middle of the vacation where I just let go.
Screw it.
I'm on vacation.
Yeah.
And usually by the last 2 or 3 days, somebody could walk up to me and say, hey, I'll give you this rock on the ground to take as a souvenir if you pay me $300. I mean, that one? All right. Can I have 2 of them for $500? Yeah, okay, I'll take those. I don't care. Like, if we're taking a plane back, water is $50 a cup. Okay, can we get 2 each for everybody here on this whole row, because we're all pals? Yeah. I don't care. I'm making it rain.
Yeah.
the whole last couple of days. And then we spend the rest of the month when we get back, I'm figuring out what the hell happened.
What happened?
Year's
selling
vacation.
Plasma.
Yeah, selling plasma. Going to this year's vacation, at the age that I am with the kids and knowing and being on these for so long, I've started out with that. Yeah, you're going to want to do this. You're going to want to do that. And that's the best way I found to budget it, because now we know.
Yeah.
It looks stupid expensive. It is stupid expensive. But it's like, we're going to do that anyway. So I'm going to enjoy myself from the first day. Like when we get in the car and pull out, I'm having fun. I'm not going to let myself take like 3 or 4 days to get into the mode before I don't care anymore. I'm just going to start out that way.
For the first time, I think ever, I take that back. When we went to Universal a few years ago, we opted to get a nicer hotel room because it came with a free fast pass at the park. Okay, we're like, you know what? We get a nice hotel.
Yeah.
We're not going to get one where we're going to get, have to have a tetanus shot every morning in our stomach. Right. No, we opted for a nicer hotel in Florida for for Universal. So this year we're going to Hilton Head.
Okay.
And for the first time, we've always stayed 4 or 5 blocks down from the beach. Okay. And we've always rented bikes, and you get on your bike and you ride down to Caligny Plaza at Hilton Head, and you park your bike, and then you go on the beach and you do all the stuff you want to do. For the first time ever, we have got a beachfront hotel.
Okay. All right.
And we're all about to lose our mind. And we're why don't we ever do this?
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, you save a little more. We can see the freaking ocean
that's
out
the
our
whole
window.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've always just said, you know, it's not that important to us. This year, we're doing it.
Yeah.
By God, we're doing it.
That's
and we can
crazy.
walk to
That's
the beach
funny.
instead of riding our bike to the beach.
That's funny because we're like doing the same thing. We're kind of doing the thing on our side. It's like
you and I have the same brain.
I don't know if I actually said in this episode that we're doing Disney, but that was part of the you're gonna wanna is we are driving down there. Technically, we could stay anywhere and then just drive to the park each day. But part of what we're doing is we're at a place that just shuttles you. And I tell you, man, once because we've done that before years ago.
Yeah,
we did the shuttle thing, and it's a game changer. You just roll your fat ass out to somewhere near the road, and a car.
Come and get me.
A car with a goofy head on it pulls up. They wheel your ass in there. They drive you back to wherever it is that you said you were going to be, and some dude comes out and they're like, "Hey, come on out here," and you don't have to do anything. It's awesome.
You mentioned Disney years ago. A buddy and I, we went. This is in the '90s. We went to Disney World. It was like 2 weeks before Universal Studios opened.
Where Disney was really the only thing you could do.
It's the only game in town.
Yeah.
We parked in Goofy. Leave it to me to park in the Goofy parking lot.
Yeah.
So we're in the Goofy parking lot, and then the shuttle comes. Me and my buddy, we get on the shuttle, and it's taken off, and then you hear this guy go, "Oh, don't worry about it, lady. No, don't worry about that at all. I can get the next shuttle. Yeah, kids, I'll see you in the park. I'll get the next shuttle. Don't worry about me. I'm fine. I'll see you when I see you. Go. Don't wait on me. Have fun without me. I'll get there when I get there. So, lady, thanks. I'll just stay right here." And I'm like, this poor family, they just got out of the car.
Yeah.
And Dad's already lost his damn mind.
I'm sorry. I love vacation meltdowns. I don't know if it's the National Lampoon in me.
Hasn't even started. And he's just done.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, we're running out of time. And so we're going to go. And we want to thank you for listening. We really, really appreciate you listening. And let you know, next week is our 250th episode.
That's a big deal. We're going to have Dave Lay.
Yep.
And
maybe a secret guest.
Yeah,
we've invited a special guest to come onto the show. We'll see if he or she, we'll see if that person is going to be on the show. But 250 episodes. So here's the thing.
Jesus.
Yeah, I know that there's a lot of people out there. It's like there's so many people who know that I have a podcast and that Mike has a podcast, right? I know they haven't listened to it yet. And I think that they're holding out like, I'm going to wait for the podcast to become established. Okay. 250 episodes. It's safe to start listening. Okay. Yeah. We're in it for the long run.
Yeah.
So tell your friends. Yeah, bring them all in. Invite the whole family. Gather around. You know, like in the 20s and the 30s, they used to sit around the radio. The radio. And the kids would lay on the floor.
Little orphan Annie is stuck in a blimp. She needs to get the tincture out of the thing.
What's going to happen next on Irritable Dad Syndrome?
Get the
Ovaltine. Bing, bing, bing. Yeah, it's going to be just like that.
Yeah.
We hope to see you next week on Irritable Dad Syndrome.
Irritable Dad Syndrome is a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.
Hi, I'm Darin.
I am Mike.
What is wrong with you?
I wanted to I wanted to be.
Yeah, you wanted to
in the episode. I want to breathe. Let it breathe.
Let it.
You know, I feel like we always come in.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Darin. Hey, I'm Mike. How you doing?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I am here. I am present. I am present.
Yeah. Okay.
We need to start that.
Yeah.
again. So we're driving. And I'm like, we're driving. She's like, can we stop at a Buc-ee's? I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. We'll probably stop at many Buc-ee's along the way. It's a long drive.
Barbecue is great. The turkey sandwiches are great. The banana pudding.
Barbecue.
Is featured on last week's episode.
What happened? We just push buttons and hope it works here. Yeah. So get out there and get your yeah. Chris Michael's over there laughing his Chris Michael face off. Fishing for idiots.
People in the penguins and our penguins and our
Jesus.
You know what? Bob the Builder and I are good friends. Yeah. We're really good friends. Yeah. And he's like, cool. And he says, yeah. What's going to happen to them now?
Oh, Lord.
Your family's upstairs like, what is wrong with Darin?
So we have this.
Don't worry about me. I'm fine.
Reading, I believe, is the key to smart. That's what I've always said. And I don't do it because every book is just the most words. It doesn't let up. I mean, every page is more words. It's like, what are you talking about, dude? Put some blank pages in there. Let me get my head above water for 2 seconds.
With the bagpipes. Here comes.
Recording stopped.